Hey everyone, this is Wobbly Wallaby. Today I'm going to talk about my updated budget mechanic build in Ragnarok Classic. Despite being budget friendly, it is capable of soloing the Brave Golem. I had a few classes I had tried out, but in the end I really liked the mechanics playstyle and the ABR. The ABR is really good since it adds a lot of damage, and it's definitely worth investing in Master Skill 1. The key here is to keep using Knuckle Boost to stack the damage increase. I try to avoid running away since they will reset that. Now, I could use the Arm Cannon to shred the ignore defense, but personally I just like keeping using Knuckle Boost for more damage. I also like that I have Elemental Advantage since I can convert Knuckle Boost with Elemental Converters. Now I am using a lot of honey and berries to keep myself alive. I only have 4 anti-death attempts, so I can't die too often. And that is why I tanked the last AoE, since I know if I walk off, I reset my Knuckle Boost damage and lose it all. So eventually the Golem does go down. It's definitely a personal goal of mine to solo the Brave Golem, and I'm glad that mechanic could help me with this. Now, before I continue, if you're looking to top up on Ragnarok Classic, then use Lapakgaming. Lapakgaming is a safe platform where people can top up at a cheaper price for Ragnarok Classic and a lot of other games too. Here you can see they have a cheaper Kafka Adventure log, which is great, and then they also have Zenny top-ups with bonuses at various quantities. Here I'll choose the 360 million with the 40 million bonus Zenny. Next, for payment type, there's a huge variety available. Then just enter your user ID, which you can copy from in-game by pressing your character's profile and then the ID button. Then you just paste it in. For the promo code, enter event ROMC for a further 3% off. Then you can check out and see the discounted price. Lapakgaming is guaranteed safe with a 10 times money back guarantee, so it's as safe refining. So check them out, and thanks to Lapakgaming for sponsoring this video. Next is my build. For attributes I max strength for more damage, then dex for more knuckle boost damage since it scales off that, and Vit for survivability. The Vit contributes to my max HP, which in turn increases my damage due to my armor Saint's Cape. Next are my stats. I have 108,000 HP, I have 10,000 attack, and this is with full buffs and the rapid attack alloy. I have 277 strength, 167 dex, and 107 Vit. I haven't multi-classed through all the classes yet, so there's more optimizations from that, which I'll tackle next. I was trying Shadow Chaser, Shura, and Genetic from a budget perspective too. Next I have 26.5% penetration, 4% skill damage increase, 62% damage, 77.6% physical damage increase, 105% ignore defense, 87% fire damage, and 28.5% water damage. So definitely when you use a fire converter, your damage will be much higher. Now for consumables, I ate a Vit B, Dex B, Strength B, Water Converter, Rapid Attack Alloy for the 400 attack, and the Ice Controlling Alloy for 15% water damage. For foods, I ate 4 Satisfied Feasts for the penetration percentage and the attack, then 2 Prontera Royal Salads for the anti-death. Next for Adventure Handbook, I'm Adventure Class D and have 529 attack. I probably spent more than 40 million on attack deposits, which make a huge difference, so I'd highly recommend you filter by raw attack and craft as many cheap attack deposits as you can. Furniture and headwear have plenty of cheap deposits, and that's what I focused on first. Next, here's my gear. Definitely nothing fancy, and I avoided event-only gear to make it more timeless and in case anyone missed it during the limited time. For offhand, I have a +8 Rosa bracelet for the ignore defense. I used the Mirror Roland's card for the damaged MVP at minis. For armor, I use Saint's Cape since it gives raw attack based on your max HP. This is the best in the slot unless you have a +15 Glittering Jacket star. For enchants, I have Morale here, which I highly recommend you roll for. Morale 1 and 2 happen pretty commonly on the armor slot. I have Saint Cape at level 8 only because I was using it as Shura Do not get level 8 if you're a mechanic, it's not necessary. For card, I use the Moon X Star card for the Ignore defense. Next, I use a +8 Ancient Cape for the Ignore defense. For card, I use the Mayfair Lens card for damaged MVP and minis. Next, for footgear, I use the +12 Adventure Master boots for the attack percentage. It is a budget-friendly alternative to Ruined boots. For card, I use the Ferris card for the HP percentage. Next, for my first accessory, I use the +12 Adventure Master necklace because I lack Ignore defense. This made a huge difference against the Brave Golem. Ignore defense is important and I'm aiming for 140%, and one day I hope I can get this with good morale and chance. For card, I use the Moonlight Tendrillion card for the 2% skill damage. Next, I use the +12 Adventure Master bracelet for the attack percentage. For card, I use the Moonlight Tendrillion card for the 2% skill damage. Next, for weapon, I use the +10 Doom X Star. This is the best in slot for mechanic when doing arm cannon or knuckle boost build. I did roll for a morale enchant here. Again, this isn't too hard to get here compared to face or back, which are extremely hard to get. Now for cards, I use 2 Minoris cards, and unfortunately there's no easy activator for the insight effect for Minoris right now. I am waiting for the Abyss Cry headwear, which is a very easy to activate this. Next for headwear, I'm using the +4 White Knight helm for the damaged MVP and minis. For card, I use the Andre Star card for the penetration percentage and Ignore defense. Next for face, I use Mr. Scream for the attack percentage. For mouth, I use Bone and Mouth for the penetration percentage. Next, I use Devil Wing for the back for the damage percentage. And for tail, I use Ice Ridge Sculpture for the Ignore defense since I lack it in Brave difficulty. For memory equipment, I haven't invested in this much. I am aiming for Ignore defense since I lack it, and that's something that's not too hard to get for these memory equipment. So my gear definitely is budget friendly. I don't have +15 equipment or expensive +12 non-rift gear. In open equipment parties, people would probably kick me, but this build can do a lot of damage, so definitely don't underestimate mechanics. Next are my skills. Here are my merchant skills. Next, here are my blacksmith skills. Next, here are my whitesmith skills. And next, here are my mechanic skills. For master skills, I only invest in master skill 1. It's quite expensive, so I do need to save up for more, but even with this allocation, it's still pretty good. Next, for my manual bar, I have Prepare for Elite, Meta Gear License, Arm Cannon, Overthrust Max, Neutral Barrier, and ABR, which is set to Knuckle Boost. For my second manual bar, I have Repair, Neutral Barrier, Sidestep, Play Dead, First Aid for removing the Archangelian debuff, and Training Master. Inside my Prepare for Elite, I have Weapon Perfection, Loud Exclamation, Overthrust, Cart Boost, Meltdown, and Anti-Gravity Armor. I do not put Overthrust Max into my Prepare for Elite because I don't want to use Zenning every time I cast that. Now for auto, I just have Meta Gear License and Knuckle Boost. Next for guild buffs, for Pray to Goddess, I have 1445 max HP and 258 attack. For Blessing of Goddess, I have 6% Ignore Defense and 10.5% Penetration. Now I'm investing more in Ignore Defense since I lack it. Also 5995 max HP. I have 12% fire damage and 3.5% water damage. Next is my Aesir Monument overview. I have 529.1 attack, 1% physical damage increase, and 1196 max HP. Next for Aesir Monument, for nodes, first prioritize Successful Flying Punch, get all 5. The damage stacking is insane. Next, 5 into Axe Proficiency, these give you raw attack when using axes. Then 5 nodes into Swiftly Transform for making your dex add to your attack. The next Proficiency and Power, invest in all 14 nodes. Then 4 nodes of Arm Cannon Destroy to shred the Ignore defense on your target. You can cycle this with Knuckle Boost to take advantage of this effect, although you have to be very strict with your timing. And then I have Luck Switch, just for some extra damage that scales off luck. And then for the rest, just get attack nodes, as many as you can. So with this build, even without expensive gear, it can do pretty well in PvE. Last time I wasn't able to clear Novice Floor 3 of Isles, but luckily this time I could. The first phase goes quickly since I can burst down the boss. And for the second phase, APR helps a ton. The damage against the heart is also great. So the great thing is you have good AoE and burst. Then the final phase is pretty easy again with your APR buddy helping you out. So overall, I do believe in Mechanic and I'll continue investing in it. Especially for free-to-play or budget players, Mechanic does quite well. I'm looking forward to what other Brave instances Mechanics can solo in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I recommend, and if you want more mechanic guides, check out this playlist over here.